Zoe, to cook a good brunch, you need commitment. You need solid enthusiasm. Last night, I roasted myself a leg of lamb so that I could have this pumpkin and this onion roasted and ready to go for this dish. And it's also got a little bit of lamb flavour with it. Now, being a brunch, and the reason they got the name brunch is because when we start these types of dishes that are complex and take a while, you start them at breakfast time, and by the time you actually eat them, it's nearly lunchtime. I think that's where they get...
That's not true.
That's where they get the idea. To start with, I'm going to get these mushrooms here. We'll just slice them up. Yeah. These are some Swiss browns and just some button mushrooms. Put a nice big splush of olive oil in the bottom here, and I'll turn my pan up. Look, it's about 2-3 tablespoons of olive oil. The mushrooms, we'll soak it up. Now, put some, so you can see it's starting to bubble away there, some salt and pepper in there so the mushrooms will soak up some of that oil. They'll start to fry a little bit. There's nothing better than the smell of those fried mushrooms. You can toss it like that or just stir around with a wooden spoon. Probably a lot safer to do, but I love throwing it around. Now, that'll take a couple of minutes to simmer away. I've got a lovely free-range eggs here. I want you to crack 6 of them into the bowl there. And then with a fork, whisk it up with some parsley, some dill and some chives. Just chop them up.
I love the freshness of the herbs. It's gorgeous.
You've got to have fresh herbs. I would normally go out to the garden and cut them and put them in there. The fresher the herbs, the better. And really, with this dish, you can use any sort of herbs you want. You know, if you've got thyme, sage, a little bit of rosemary, whatever you want. A little sprinkle of salt in there. I'll get that in there now just to make sure it goes in there. Because I'm watching you might not put enough in there for me, Zoe.
I think you probably got enough going on anyway. Anyway, this is your dish, not mine.
There's a lot going. This is the winner.
You're representing Melbourne here.
We've got 2 dishes compared to your one. However,
one.
I would have to say that your dish was actually beautiful, Zoe. It's a very nice dish. Now, I've cut the bacon into thick sort of chunks here like this, and I'm going to throw it in. You can see this is quite lean bacon. This is the eye of the bacon. It's Kaiserfleisch, we call it sometimes. It's really sort of meaty, lots of flavour in there, lots of smoke. You could use the rashers if you want, and you get lovely, lovely bacon fat in there.
That is definitely... I mean, I like bacon. I don't love bacon, but for me, when I do use bacon, I'm always using the eye. I just think the flavour's really good.
How could you not love bacon? It is one of the it's one of the most amazing ingredients in the entire world. So versatile, so tasty, so delicious and fresh.
Sweet, savoury.
Oh, now, I've got a clove of garlic. I just smashed it onto the bench here and gave it a bit of a rough chop. So I put it through now into the pan here. Nice chunky garlic. We'll get that lovely flavour. Look at that. Isn't that the smell of love? That's a loving breakfast. It's just delicious, isn't it?
It will definitely love you for a long time. I will give you that.
Now, I'm just looking at this, Zoe, and this is the dish I'm going to bake in. This is where you've got to be creative. If you're making this in small dishes, you can make this individually, but what I'm doing is making it a large dish. This is something I would have for a brunch for, 4 or 5 people. You've got to look at the size of the dish and sort of put all the ingredients together and make sure they fit in. Now, I'm going to put this in the middle here, and Zoe, you're going to grab the pumpkin and the onion and arrange it through the middle there. Now, what I'll do is just grab this with a pan. I'm just going to spread this out, look at that, all the way through there. And then, with my spoon, I'm just going to...
It does smell pretty good, Adrian. The garlic smells amazing.
Oh, all those flavours in there. Now, what we're going to do with the egg is just pour that over the top here. Just use the egg to set it just a little bit with all those herbs in there and all those ingredients. Just mix that around there like that. Look at that. Lovely bit of cheese. I want you to grate that over the top of it. Just go crazy.
Me with it?
I do trust you, but I'm watching you very closely to make sure we get plenty of it. Now, you can use whatever cheese you want. This cheese here, this is a raclette. It's really, really strong. You could use any sort of cheese you want. Swiss cheese. Zoe, keep going. Put some cheese on there, not just like a little grating. I want lots and lots of cheese so it goes nice and golden on the outside. But I want that flavour. I want that full-bodied flavour on there. I'm almost going to get you to grate down to your knuckles. How's that? There we go. That's enough there. I'll just spread that out a little bit. This will be full of flavour. This will give you lots of energy to get through the rest of the day. This, of course, is going into the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. It'll take about 15 to 20 minutes to cook. You know it'll be set in the middle. Depending on the size of the dish, that will determine the length of time cooking. Into the oven, 200. I can't wait to eat this. Raclette cheese, you can smell it. It's gone through the entire kitchen, but have a look at this.
All through the kitchen. It's all you can smell, by the way.
Oh, look at that. That's a cracker. Look at that. Nice and golden on top. You can see it's nicely set. Now, Zoe, I've got some toast there and I've got some butter. I'd like you to butter some toast with lashings of butter on it, so it's nice and thick.
I'm going to put olive oil on mine, just simply because I need to balance this out a little bit.
There we go. What I'm going to do is cut a piece out here. You could cut it with a knife, but I'm just going to loosen it up here on the bottom here and scoop some of it out. Look at that. Oh, that's hot.
Hot?
Oh, look at that. Pop that on there. Look at that, nice and steamy. Lots of veggies in there.
This is definitely brunch food that will keep you going all day.
Exactly. I mean, brunch food, especially in Melbourne, it's all about, you know, the one meal a day. You go and have a nice big brunch and then maybe go for a long walk and then fall asleep in the afternoon.
Well, that's only because it's cold up until lunchtime in Melbourne, so this seems like the appropriate food to eat. Unlike Sydney, which is like when it's warm, it just stays warm all day.
So this is the type of food that's going to nourish you and keep you warm and keep you alive, which is why I would have to say this would have to be the winner of the dish. Now have a little taste of that.
Let's have a little try.
Lots of veggies in there and bacon and that cheese, a little bit of sour cream, some chives on top of it. Mm.
Mushrooms I love. Adrian, anything with mushrooms tastes absolutely beautiful. This is not light in any way, shape or form. It's big, it's bold, it's salty, it's got lots of flavour. Definitely an Adrian dish. But in my view, I think I may have won this one because mine was light and balanced and sunshine and golden. Yours was just heavy and rich, but very tasty.
They do live in a dream world up there in Sydney, don't they?